Let's do another example with phone numbers. Phone numbers are a tricky thing because sometimes people put dashes in them, sometimes people put parentheses or spaces or neither or pluses. And there's all kinds of like different characters that could go into a phone number when sometimes you might just want to store it as a raw actual number. Now, I'm going to assume that these are US numbers. Obviously, this would be a little bit more involved if it's international numbers, but we'll keep it simple here. So I'm going to first create a what's called a phone handler, and that's going to do the trapping of the set and get methods. Let's first start with set. And the set will take in the target, the name, and the value. And then we will go down here and create a phone number proxy. We're going to start off with an empty object because there's no phone numbers in it to start, and pass it the phone handler. Now, when I set it, I could just set the target name equals value, and let's try that out. So what we've done here is we've set the phone number. We've got a plus here. We have a space that someone accidentally put in. We've got a dash here. Sometimes there's going to be parentheses, and then let's set another one. Phone number.work is maybe something like 234, and they only put spaces in it in that case. Cool. So now I have phone numbers, which is an object with some not nicely formatted data inside of it. What we can then do is, when someone sets it, we can clean it of all of these characters that are non-numbers. So what we'll do is we will say target.name equals value, and then we'll just run a match against that only for numbers. And then we'll join it together once we have it. So now I should be able to say phone numbers.work. And then when I pull up phone numbers.work, it's just a actual number. Same goes for that home one that we did. When I pull up phone number.home, it will now be stripped of all of your dashes and spaces and any other characters that might have then come on in with it. We could go one further and actually store it as a number if we wanted to. But let's do it on the flip side of when I actually pull it out of this object, we want it to be consistently formatted. So that'll be our get. And from this, we're going to return the target name. That's the default operation. But what we can do is use a .replace regex here to format it in a standard phone number fashion. So I just pulled this off the internet here. And now when we try to set something, let's try work. Now when I pull the work out, we intercept it with this get trap, and then we format it as it comes out. So no matter how I pass in the values, it's always going to pull it out and format it very nicely for me. So that's another good example of when you might want to use a handler. Again, we're using set and get to sort of step in between on the proxy. And one other thing we did here is we didn't start with an existing object. We simply just passed it a blank object and then use that to set values on.